Hey, welcome back to another episode of Trailside Dukes. Thanks for being here with us. Tony, I've got kind of a little confession to make. It's nothing really huge, but when I was coming over tonight, I got out of the car and I'm walking in through the door. I didn't even knock. I have my hand on the door handle, and I almost just walked right in without even knocking. And so I feel kind of bad about that. Caught me off guard. I was just in go mode, and I just almost just came in, and if I was 5 minutes earlier, who knows what I would have saw.
Well, if it was 15 to 20 earlier, right? I finished a workout, and I changed, and I was hot, so I didn't put pants on. I was just running around getting some. Just made me some awesome mac and cheese, and
I'm glad I waited. That sounds like
soup,
you guys.
So you would have seen me standing in the kitchen with like my
bowl
boxers on, chomping on some
soup or something.
Yep, on some tomato soup and grilled cheese sandwich.
Well, I know. When I was a kid, do you ever have like that friend where maybe you were at their house all the time? Like, I know when I was a little guy, going over to my friend's house, I would just, you're over there all the time, summer vacation or something like that.
You
just walk right in. Yeah, I was over there so much, I could just walk right in, or maybe do a couple knocks and just walk in. But, the family's cool with it. I guess back in our day, you could do stuff like that and not get shot or something. But I always had a place like that. I don't know. Did you have anything like that up in Canada? Would you guys do that or?
High school buddies, you know what I mean? I can't remember when I was maybe like elementary or middle school. I think so, but I know for sure with some of my high school buddies, yeah.
Have you ever just walked into a place like you don't like? Maybe you don't know.
Oh yeah. So I got a funny story.
Oh, you do?
Super funny story.
Okay.
So one of our listeners, Tim. So he was moving, and he lived like, 7, 8 houses down.
Just right over here?
Yep. And he was moving, right? So he was just kind of getting started and asked me if I could, move the freezer or something like that. And so it was summertime, you know what I mean? It was after dinner, 7:30, this and that. So
they knew you were coming over or something?
Yeah, they knew I was coming over. So I boogied over there. I don't know. Jack was younger, so I'm probably in my 40s, whatever. I just go open the front door and go in. I'm like, hey, Tim, I'm here to help you, help move the freezer. And Tim lives in in our little subdivision. There's models of houses that look the same, and you might see one model,
okay.
And then a few houses down. Well, Tim's house had a house identical to it 2 houses over, and then a different house in the middle. So I'm bebopping over there and just open up the front door and go walking in, and I'm looking for Tim, and I see this strange lady in the living room, and she sees me, and she just screams. Just, ah! And I was like, geez, I am... And then you realize, oh, crap, I'm in the wrong house. I am so sorry.
What was that? It? She just screamed and you said, totally. I'm sorry.
Yep.
What?
Yep. Super funny.
I wonder what your face looked like too.
Yeah, totally. And her son ended up going to Coeur d'Alene High School, and afterwards I got to know her better, and she'd laugh about, hey, remember that time I walked in her living room? And
couldn't forget it.
God, good thing she didn't have a firearm, you know what I mean, in her hand or nearby. I would have had it.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Oh,
that makes my face hurt.
Yep, that was a good one.
That is funny.
Yeah.
I've never done that, I don't think. But
good
for some reason, I'm not surprised that happened to you.
Yeah. Wild and willing. And dude, thanks for bringing it up. Those are fun memories. Thinking about when you just roll into your buddy's house, right?
Oh yeah,
good times.
yeah.
Just the feeling.
Oh
of it.
man,
Super cool.
I guess, I mean, similar situation, like you play outside a lot, at least I did growing up, and it's just like, hey, we're in the backyard, just come on over kind of thing. But we still kind of do that as adults, I think. Like anytime.
You should have done it today.
Hey, the door's open, or hey, come through the side gate, we're all in the back, or whatever kind of thing. So.
You know the good things are going to happen when you got that deal going on.
Yeah, totally.
Just make sure it's the right house.
We came to party. What?
You know, I wonder if any of our Dukes crew listeners have like that could be our question of the day. Like,
oh yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
Have you had any kind of an experience where you've walked in?
You just walked in
and something happened.
Well, that could lead to a lot of things, but
oh boy.
Yeah, let's just do that. Where you just walked in and it was a surprise or something.
Send us in a story. We'd love to share it.
You can email us. Our email address, if you don't have it yet, is trailsidedukes@gmail.com. So you can go there, send us what surprised you when you walked through the door, or maybe you did it by accident or whatever. Yeah, those would be fun stories. We'll share them on the show.
For sure.
Well, how about let's talk maybe a little NHL, huh? The Oilers have been on a streak.
Dude, you picked them.
13 wins in a row. I didn't think they'd have 13 wins in a row, but they were in the dumps, a few weeks ago. But now they're getting out of there. We watched a little bit of the Calgary Edmonton game the other night.
What's it called, Corey? You learned the name.
Battle of Alberta.
Big time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, kind of a tough loss for the Flames. They've been playing some good hockey, though.
They've been playing decent. They haven't had, like, big, long streaks, but they'll win a bunch in a row and then lose one and then win a few, lose one. They're in the mix, but, yeah, Edmonton kind of took it to them on Saturday, and now they've just made themselves a little better, right? They picked up a free agent.
Yeah, they're kind of bolstering the lines, it seems like.
Yeah, they're making a run. I don't like it.
You don't? Okay. No. Well, in leading their division is still Vancouver. Vancouver's like been an unforeseen. I didn't see it, but kind of a surprise at the top of the Pacific Division there.
Totally. Teams get hot. You know what I mean? Any sport. Like if you can, like, okay, you're hot in January. That says something, right? But are you still going to be hot going into the playoffs in April?
Right.
We'll see. There's still a lot of hockey left.
Yes, definitely. Maybe run us through like who's at the top in each division.
Yeah, so in the Atlantic...
You're the hockey guy I love hockey, but
right.
I just know you can't skate very well. One of our friends was telling us
I'm okay.
You weren't...
I'm a great road hockey player, dude.
Okay.
I could take a slap shot on you that would, like, probably lose your first, front teeth. You know what I mean?
My first front teeth.
With a tennis
But not
ball.
my second.
Not your second. Your first front teeth.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I could give you, like, I played a lot of street hockey growing
Did you?
up. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yep. That's kind of like if you're, if you're not playing hockey, you know what I mean? Like a lot of kids, this and that. I don't know if, I know at one point my parents, we were blue collar. Hockey's expensive. Right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I played one season in second grade in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, and it was, they didn't have indoor arenas like they do now. This was outside.
So you're outside.
Under the lights, it's dark, and it's cold in northern Saskatchewan. So I remember begging my parents, like, I don't want to play hockey anymore. So
you were done.
I was a rare kid that didn't play hockey. There were a bunch of kids in the neighborhood, whatever, that didn't play hockey. But in the wintertime, dude, you wanted to emulate your NHL, idols.
Yeah.
And you played a lot of street hockey. It was fun.
Okay.
Good times.
So who do we have at the top of the other divisions?
So in the Atlantic, we got the Pakyaka Bruins.
Okay.
In the Metro Division, you got the Rangers. Right?
I think did you pick the Rangers? You picked the Rangers in that division in our preseason.
With my buddy Brian's pick of the Rangers.
Yeah, you did.
Yep.
Okay, so they're going strong.
Yep.
And then the Pagers.
In Central, it's the Winnipeg Jets. Yep. Bunch of Ukrainian, like a lot of Ukrainians in Winnipeg.
I think you've mentioned that before.
Yeah, I think that's why I picked them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so.
Right.
I remember that.
And go Jets. And then, like we said, in the Pacific, you got Vancouver. So it's fun to see like two Canadian teams. As a Canadian, you know what I mean? Like to see Winnipeg and Vancouver in the thick of things right there is kind of fun.
Are there certain Canadian teams? I'm being a Calgary guy. I'm just wondering, are there certain teams that you root against and root for in Canada? Are there like different sections, or how does that work with people up there?
Yeah, I think if you're a Flames fan, we don't like Vancouver. It's a big rivalry.
Right. Well, you're in the same division.
Yep,
right?
Same division. They've kind of become just as bad a team as Edmonton. So, you know what I mean? You hate Vancouver, you hate Edmonton.
All right.
Now, I have heard this from Flames fans. You know, if the Flames aren't, don't get past, or, even if it's Vancouver or Edmonton, I think a lot of Flames fans would swallow the pill just to say, okay, we want a Canadian team, because it's been a long time.
They'd rather have Canadian than U.S.
It's been a long time since a Canadian team has won the Stanley Cup. Yep. So, yeah, it all goes out the door if there's
I was kind of wondering about that.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah. Right. No, it's a good question. I'm impressed.
Oh, well, thank you.
I know.
That's what we do here.
Okay.
We're highly intelligent individuals that love to talk about sports and, the culture behind the sport.
I'm not going to argue with you. I mean, you're making good points, Corey.
Well, should we bring it on home for a little basketball?
For sure.
We haven't talked basketball in a while here, and we're going to focus in a little bit on some Gonzaga basketball, something we know a little bit about.
Yep.
One thing that happened recently is Coach Few got his 700th career win. Career win.
Okay. Dude, if I could whistle, like that's as best as I could, give some fanfare. That's a big deal.
Yeah, it is. I was looking at this statistic, kind of his, at going to 700 wins, and this thing I was looking at showed, his 100th win, his 200th win, and 300, and so on. And it seemed like it showed the dates of these wins, and it seems like almost every 4 years is about 100 wins for him. You think about the win percentage,
right?
So
700.
That high win percentage, to be able to do it in that amount of time, I'm guessing is pretty good.
Heck yeah.
So pretty interesting, and Tom Izzo's not too far behind him.
Right.
Getting to 700. So pretty cool to see that. I think, as we look forward, there's been a lot of talk about them falling out of the top 25 in the polls. And it's kind of looking like they're going to have a lot of victories the rest of the season.
Yeah, I mean, again, you go back to like sports, and when can a team get hot?
Right.
And if you want a coach that can get kids motivated and coach them up, I mean, you would want this guy who's just passed a huge milestone.
Right. Yeah.
So if anybody can do it, he can do it. We'll see what happens.
I think so. There's going to be a big game coming up against Kentucky.
Okay.
And they're going to have to take care of Calipari. Last year, that game, they have an agreement where they play like over the next few years against each other each season. Mm-hmm. And then the games bounce back and forth from Spokane over to Kentucky. So
didn't they play the game in the arena because
they did last year?
Didn't want to play in the kennel.
Yeah, Calipari told Mark, he's like, we'll come and we'll do this, we'll play you, but we're not playing in your house.
That's cheesy.
So why not? I mean, I don't know if he knew that the arena was larger, so we'd have more fans.
Zags fans.
Gonzaga won that game last year, so tough to do on the road. So we'll see if those boys can step up and Mark can get them turned around. Otherwise, I mean, there's not going to be any guarantee. I mean, they got to pretty much take care of their conference and probably win their conference tournament, and who knows what kind of seed they would have in the NCAA tournament. We'll see when we get there.
Get into it. Get into the tournament.
Yep. A lot of ball to be played still.
Get into the tournament.
So, I think the time has come.
Okay.
The time has come where your Packers are done.
Yep. Time. You're so clever, Corey.
You like that? You like that?
You had some kind of vitamins
today. Got the Packers clock here. I thought I'd grab it and be like, your time is up, my friend.
Time is up. Yep. It has struck midnight, although on there it says 5 o'clock.
It does. Well,
Okay.
awesome game though, huh? I mean, and a great season.
Packers were 9-point underdogs. They lost by 3. And that was a great game. It was a battle.
Yeah,
It was. So, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be that guy that just talks about his team and this and that, but Packers, good job. We're looking forward to bigger and better things. I mean, there's not a lot of teams that can say that, you know what I mean?
The love era, as you kept claiming all season long.
Well, you look how, like, things have flipped, like how people have, like, they were not doing very well, like 3-6, whatever, you know, and then like Packers are like, oh, wow, like, we're not sure Jordan's the guy. But I don't think there's any question anymore. Like, they have a good young team, and they're a few pieces away, and they're going to get there. Yep. Super fun.
Awesome showing. Took out the number 2 seed on the way there, and so the 49ers will move on, and they'll host another playoff game, and they're going to be playing the Lions, who took out the Bucks at home. And how awesome is that, you know, for the fan base, like we talked about before, just... Man, everybody, they're kind of, you know, out of the teams remaining, I don't really care, but part of me wants the Lions to,
I'm the same way.
You know, something new. You know, tired of seeing some of these same old teams I've seen before during my lifetime win the Super Bowl.
Right.
So
I guess the next second thing would be Baltimore, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
it's been a while for Baltimore.
But you haven't, like, the Lions haven't won a Super Bowl.
I've never seen it.
They've never won a Super Bowl.
I've never seen it.
So it would be awesome.
Yep.
It would be pretty cool. So, go Lions.
I've seen the Chiefs. I've seen the Niners. I've seen the Bills. I've seen Baltimore being in there.
The Bills haven't won a Super Bowl?
Well, I've seen them go to one, is what I mean. We'll talk about that later. We're going to talk about the Bills game in a second.
Okay,
but Baltimore took care of Houston, right?
Yep.
And also a good showing by Houston, right? Another
First
rookie.
half was close.
Well, not another
Defense.
rookie quarterback, but a rookie quarterback that was just amazing.
Played way above his years, for sure. I mean, it was at halftime, it was close.
It was
a defensive battle. And then, you know, Baltimore's, they got a good offense.
Yeah.
Tough to stop, so they kind of took it from there, and you know what I mean? Houston didn't quite have the defensive firepower and got away from them. But, man, what a great year for Houston.
Right. Yep.
And they got their guy. That's kind of fun
now
for
they
them.
know. Now
Stroud's
they know.
a player.
Right.
Yeah.
So we got Kansas City that's going to be going up against Baltimore. We'll talk about the Chiefs-Bills here in a second, and Detroit's going to be at San Francisco. So we're down to the Final Four.
Oh, boy.
But that Chiefs-Bills game, I think, was kind of the game of the week. And, I mean, all the games were pretty fun. The Packers-49ers game was a good one all the way, you know, through to the end.
Yep.
Pretty much. Same with the Lions and the Bucks. But, I mean, coming down to another field goal try for the Bills. And, that was a tough one.
Should we segue into I'm Mad?
It might be a good time to go into I'm Mad. I mean, one of the things I saw before we go into I'm Mad were the upset Bills fan base, and they were actually like throwing snowballs at the Chiefs players as they're leaving the field. And, you know, stuff like that's probably going to happen anyways, but you know, I was just surprised. Like, Mahomes has to go, like, grab something from the sideline, and then he's getting, you know, snowballs thrown. Like, oh my gosh, crazy.
I experienced that. So playing junior football for the Calgary Colts.
Wait, this happened during junior football?
Yeah, so
man, like you guys are crazy up there.
It's almost like considered like JC. Like you're not going,
okay.
You're not going to a specific college or university.
I thought we were talking like junior tackle, like you were a kid or something.
No, this is like an adult league in Canada. They play it across the nation.
Okay.
It's for like 19-year-olds to I think 23. You're not affiliated with a college or university, but you get, if you play for them, you get like a scholarship or money that you can apply to any university.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Okay.
But you're playing for a city. So Calgary Colts, we were playing against the Regina Rams, Regina, Saskatchewan. Okay.
I'm sure we'll just keep moving.
Right. So
you'll have to tell me some funny jokes about that later.
It's the capital of Saskatchewan. Settle down.
Okay.
Now, and they played in the pro stadium where the Saskatchewan Roughriders play. Anyways, Taylor Field, whatever. But my first
that's Canada Jack's favorite team, the Roughriders.
I know. The first game, like the coach is saying, guys, you got to make sure you young guys who haven't played here before, put your helmets when you're running out the tunnel. I didn't know what he was talking about.
This was at the beginning of the game?
Yeah, in the locker room before you run out there.
Before you run out there?
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't even after the game?
No.
Oh, wow.
This is before the game.
So he gave you a warning.
And put your helmet on. And you go through the tunnel, and like those fans are throwing, like it's an agriculture like place, right? Agriculture runs Saskatchewan. They're throwing like pumpkins. They're throwing all kinds of crazy stuff at you as you're walking out. And
gourds.
Nobody can do anything, right? It's the referees aren't going to do anything. They're just doing what's on the field. So I go, you got your helmet off, and you're getting tunk tunk tunk. You go out on the field and you play the game. But
my gosh,
going back to Bills fans, I guess they got a connection with Regina Rams fans.
Well, they're close to
they like throwing
close
stuff.
to Canada up there.
Throw some snowballs, throw some like vegetables. Why not? If you could hit them, they should have actually.
That's crazy,
right? They should have done that before the game and seen if they could have got
maybe the Canadians have it figured out. Try to take the guys out before they get on the field.
Jeez, if you threw like one of those ice balls and hit him on the quad, maybe he wouldn't have been able to run around so much. Because he ran.
Maybe.
Yeah, he ran. He's a stud. I mean, he's a gunslinger.
Yeah,
super
they've really
competitive.
stepped it up in the playoffs. So it's been kind of interesting to see that.
Yeah.
From what I've watched, I wouldn't have expected them to do as well as they are, or as well as they did against the Bills. With them kind of, it felt like almost kind of hobbling into the playoffs, but they've turned it around.
They find a way to win.
They're a playoff
Man, when
team.
they fumbled into the end zone and lost
my gosh, they had it.
You only get so many chances in the playoffs. I thought that could be it, and gosh, they still pulled it out.
Right. Well, and they gave the Bills a chance to come back, and maybe that's where we go into I'm mad.
Okay.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
All right. So we did have somebody write into us for this one from I'm mad. We had actually quite a few emails from some Buffalo Bills fans, but
okay.
I just picked out one here.
Who sent us this?
This one comes from somebody you may know, Jim Kelly.
Dude, how many battles did Dan Marino have against Jim Kelly?
A ton.
Battles. Yep, he's
a ton.
Hall of Fame Buffalo Bills. What's he mad about?
Well, Jim says that I'll just read it. It says, "Hey guys, love the show, love what you're doing, big time Dukes crew fan. Pretty awesome. Thanks,
Sweet
Jim. Yeah. So he says here, I'm getting tired of watching kicks go wide to the right. I'm having flashbacks all of a sudden. I can't get much sleep. And, I'm just upset as the rest of the Bills fans. So, he just says, I'm mad about that. I'm mad that it always comes down to the kick and it goes wide right.
Frick, Jim.
That's it.
I bet he's having flashbacks.
Jim. So there you go.
Crazy that, that generation of football fan, you know what I mean? Like we were in high school, college, watching Jim Kelly, Dan Marino, all those battles. And now they have their new generation of wide right.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. And I mean, maybe for those of you that haven't seen it, maybe we'll just put it up right now so they can see how this looked at the end of the game.
Listen to Jim Nance's commentary.
Oh, it's
Classic.
pretty good.
The game on the line, he will. 44 yards, Bass. No, he doesn't make it. Wide right. Wow. The two most dreaded words in Buffalo.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
There it was. So yeah, I get it, Jim. I understand why you're mad. I wasn't on the field or lived through those experiences like you did, so I bet there's a lot of trauma there,
Well, they would have beat the Giants.
They
would have beat
Super Bowl.
the Giants. You were right there. It was like a 40-something yard field goal. You line them up and kick it, and Scott Norwood.
There it goes.
No good. No good, Norwood.
Well, and I do feel for I didn't want the Bills to win. That's just me, but I didn't really want either of those two teams to win. So It's just
I get it.
I did read that the kicker had to close his social media account because he was getting threats and stuff
and I don't like
It's
that.
just I don't
and
either.
I you know what? After I said it, I kind of felt bad, like Scott No Good. No, I don't like that. Right? Whatever. They're human beings, and any coach and any real player is going to be in the locker room. Go, I could have done better here.
They would own up.
I could have done better here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
he already knows. We don't need to be,
Yeah, so that guy's
crazy.
I hope like the crazies, you know what I mean, just like are just talking.
Calm down.
Whatever. Social media is like you can send anything and nobody's like, there should be like we could get into a whole social media accountability thing, but whatever.
Well, and I mean, we talk about it from that level, but then also like, okay, if you go into it, the sports level, it wasn't a Super Bowl winning kick or anything, right? It's just it's
Playoff.
to get into the
Pretty important
championships.
playoff
It's
game.
an important playoff game, but I'm
it's
saying
not
in the
life.
grand, yeah,
It's not life.
I don't know, just sucks.
That guy should not have to be worried about his safety, and I hope he's just shutting his social media down and good. Like every teenager in America should do the same thing.
Probably, yes, they probably should.
Shut it down.
After you watch our show or listen to our podcast,
Right.
of course. So,
Okay.
well, on that note, hey, if you haven't done it yet, maybe stop by the Trailside Dukes shop for some gear.
For sure.
Maybe some stickers or what do you call them? Decals?
Decals.
Yeah.
Dude, I was
Get all
over
your
at
merch.
this place the other day. I saw two guys wearing Trailside Dukes shirts.
Oh, really?
Yep.
That's
It's-
amazing.
I know.
I'm starting to get some pictures from people that have their shirts on. Yeah, their Trailside Dukes shirts and stuff like
Super
that.
fun.
So, if you feel like you want to join the Dukes crew, hop on there. You can look at the description in our show, and the links are right there. You can go right to the shop and order whatever you want.
Yeah, they're classics. Fun.
And then if you like what you're hearing, definitely like and subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your family. I've got lots of people that like to listen on little road trips, whenever they're traveling. So good time to be able to throw one of these on and hear what's going on with us. And, again, if you're mad about something, send that on into us.
If you're mad, send it in. Send it in. Get it out. It's healthy to just get it out.
Yeah.
Don't keep it inside.
We'll talk about it for you.
Get it out, for
Right?
sure.
All right. Well, on that note, thanks for joining us, and we will see you next time.